And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at this pretty big game here called Magination, which is imagination without I in it. And actually, here it would show you a whole bunch of cool magnets, except I have removed them and placed them in a bag instead. In fact, this game is all about magnets. It's like a dexterity. Actually, there's several games in the bag here. In this box, and they're all involving magnets and shooting magnets. So think of a dexterity game where you might flick a disc around the table, but instead of that, you're shooting a magnet. So the game comes with a whole pile of magnets. Here you have these. These are really strong magnets. You can see that I'm moving this around like this. You can use these as barricades. But what we're really worried about are these. These are the shooters. And there's a few ways that you can shoot. There's the normal way. And the way that works is you're just going to put a disc in the center of this curved thing. The discs have two different sides, so it will stick here on top. But if you just hold it here and hold it and let go, it will slide in the middle. And then if you shoot at someone else's disc, you won't actually hit them because they have the different poles on them, so they're going to move in different directions. So watch. And you can push other people's discs around or do some curve shots based on where you shoot. Now, there's another way that you can shoot too. That's where you flip the whole thing over. When you do it this way, for some reason, it flips when you shoot it. I just shut Holly's gun down. Woo! Did you see that snap-a-dapper? Now that's a very different kind of shot than if you do it like this. There's also another way to shoot where you can do what's called push shooting. That's where you take two of the singles and put them on the bottom. You then stick another disc in the middle between them, and then you push it out with another disc like this. It shoots pretty far. So that's pretty much how the mechanisms of the game work. There's some other things too. And then the game rulebook comes with various games you can play. Mag curling, you're just trying to get the closest to an object on the board. Mag tension, where you're going to put all those magnets here in a circle and trying not to knock people out. We also have mag golf, where you can put different objects around the room and shoot around those. Mag throw, where you can just throw things and try not to get it on, but that's not as fun as we found as it was just trying to use the shooter. Mag collect. So there's different games in here, and then there's how do magnets work, also in the book. But really what this is a dexterity game, and you can make any dexterity game you want. You can make some goals and play soccer. There's a lot of these on here, and again, it all comes down to how you shoot the pieces. I think my favorite is the push shot, just because it works so well. It's just harder to do than the others. And the material that you shoot them on is also going to matter. You'll notice I'm not playing this on my normal felt because they don't shoot as far on that. Instead, they tend to go a little bit slower. And if you have a really smooth tabletop, like just wood or like a marble surface, they're going to go really far. Okay, so this game comes in this giant box, but it doesn't really need to. All the magnets fit really nicely in here. I mean, you're going to have to stack them all up, but it isn't hard to stack them up because you just kind of grab everything and it will all fit together, and you'll have to have two columns of the smaller magnets, but they're really strong. It holds together. You slide it in here, and then this will take it around, and this padding here is good enough that the whole thing isn't so magnetically charged that it will, and a magnet will stick to it, but it's not going to cause too big of a magnetic field. Although you should be careful, as you'd be careful with any magnetic field. So this is nice to carry around. Again, it's kind of weird that it's in this big giant box, but the components for this, the magnets themselves, really like them. They're very strong, very powerful magnets. Well, that's cool. So I'm actually pretty happy that I don't need to keep this big box around and that I just keep these. This is really cool, folks. I mean, I'm always attracted to magnets anyway. And these are really nice, strong ones. But the fact I also like dexterity games and shooting them around. And the way they built this, I mean, this is one of those things that when you first see it, you're like, well, anyone could have done that. Anyone could have made magnets and this and made some games around it. But they did a really good job. The way these are, this is 3 magnets inside here. You can see them in the light where I can see them anyway. And then putting a 4th one here with the polarity, just causing that to shoot away. I really like that. It works really well. It's easy to teach people to play. And you can do different magnets. The way that those curve and stuff, you can do some really neat trick shots or accidental cool trick shots. Or you can play the opposite way and then make them all so that they flip and land on each other. There are games like that. So you can play a game where you're trying to have them avoid and trying not to shoot a magnet there to get close without snapping together with other things. Or you can play a game where you're trying to snap together with as many as possible. There's 4 colors with the game, so you can play 4 players easily, each player in their own color. Or you can play teams. There's enough of these black side pieces that you can build a really cool, there just want a whole bunch of magnets snapping together. You can see, and it fits together like this, but it's also really strong, and I really like that. You can do some really neat things, make a circle, make a goal, and the power of these magnets is really well done. So at first you might think this is just a toy, and in that sense it is to some degree, but there's actual games in the book, and it teaches you about magnets. This is definitely a game I'm going to hang on to. I like dexterity games anyway. I like flicking games a lot, and having the magnets being flicked from magnetic force is really cool. And it's a really fun game. So you just need a nice table, get some people around, start shooting these. Other people are going to stop by. Magination, really not, I keep saying the word cool because it is that has that fascination with magnetism behind it, but it's a fun game to play too. Highly recommend it.
Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.